Shalom, my brothers and sisters, shalom, and welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes. Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and today is August 4th, 2013. This is Less Than 10 Minutes, Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. And like I said, if you're tuning in for the first time, Yashar'al are those who seek to do the will of the Father, who seek to worship and obey Almighty Yehud and accept Yahusha as Mashyach, as Messiah. This is my family. These are my brothers and sisters. These messages, these words are to you. And as we are instructed in Scripture to lift up Yahusha and he will draw all men, let us be mindful that we lift up Yahusha in our obedience, in our worship. Today is August 4th, 2013. In this segment, I want to address camps, groups, fellowships, etc. Questions for discovery. If you're tuning in for the first time, then you may be just now hearing these verses. If you've listened to the previous two recordings, you will know that I have mentioned these verses in times past. And I think, my brothers and sisters, that it's important for us to realize that reinforcement is not a bad thing. Adjust your perception and be prayerful and mindful. I ask that you bear with me and be patient. Some of this recording will resemble the first two recordings, but there is a slight difference. So, with that said, I ask, have the following verses been fulfilled? Will these verses repeat or occur before the return of Yahusha, our Mashyach? These verses are Isaiah 11:12, and it reads as follows: He shall raise up a banner for the nations and gather the outcasts of Yashar'al and assemble the dispersed of Yehud from the four corners of the earth. Jeremiah 23:3 reads, Therefore I shall gather the remnant of my flock out of all the lands where I have driven them, and shall bring them back to their fold, and they shall bear and increase. Jeremiah 31:8 reads as follows: See, I am bringing them from the land of the north, and shall gather them from the ends of the earth, among them the blind and the lame, those with child and those in labor, together a great assembly returning here. I say again, if these events will happen before the return of our Messiah, our Mashyach, Yahusha, would there not be structure and discipline among the body of believers to fulfill such an event? Would it not be wise for us to consider how we spend our time in preparation in or perfecting our relationship with the Spirit of Yahusha? In this body of believers, we are told there are many members with different offices. Are we prepared to identify our place and as well as confirm the position of others? Do you think we would have a clue? Have we prepared ourselves to increase in discernment and receive the understanding as to how we should manage our vessels, our bodies, this tabernacle? Consider the following. Ephesians 4:16 say, From whom the entire body is joined and knit together by what every joint supplies according to the work by which each part does its share, causes growth of the body for the building up of itself in love. Matthew 12:25 reads, And Yahusha knew their thoughts and said to him, Every reign divided against itself is laid waste, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So unity is important, my brothers and sisters. 2 Timothy says, For the time will come that they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Are we lusting after the flesh? Are we getting in camps just because we're trying to satisfy our own personal desires? I am compelled to believe, my brothers and sisters, that the perfecting of the body of believers will take place. It will emerge. We will show a unified front. At least those who have been designated to participate in the fulfillment of Scripture regarding such. I believe we will witness Yashar'al gathering before the return of Yahusha our Mashyach, our Messiah. I also believe all the proof that is necessary will emerge to confirm and bring about obedience to the guidance of the Spirit of Yahusha regarding future transitioning and events. These are situations where individuals, two or more, groups, camps, fellowship, etc., may be small in size. However, be mindful that the assembling of one body will require a merging of groups and coming together of individuals to demonstrate the fulfillment of Scripture. Keep in mind, there will be martyrs, those who are guided to remain in place and continue to lift up Yahusha our Mashyach. With these words stated, consider these questions that might just assist with all the perfecting, that just might assist with the perfecting of how we spend our time. The time granted to us by the Most High Father. Oh, and I encourage you to think about if one was dull of hearing and or seeing, living instructions and or guidance. Isn't it possible that that individual, it could result in them being a distraction to those who are obedient? Moving right along, let's examine some questions, some inquiries, some words that seek answers. And I mentioned this question once before. What are your beliefs? I think that should be asked amongst the camp, the leader, the moray, the shepherd, the pastor, the servant. Where do you envision your future days will be lived? Describe how you came to be in your current position of fellowship or alone. What do you believe makes for a healthy camp, fellowship, group, etc.? How do you determine if you are the appointed leader or you are to submit to another appointed by the Most High Father? How do you determine that? If you discovered your designated position in this body of believers, do you have the humility to yield, or are you attempting to forge your own position? What is your take regarding getting to know the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha? Do you believe that the behaviors of the 7 assemblies mentioned in Revelation chapters 2 and 3 are also reflective of camps, fellowships, or groups today? Were solutions offered in this passage of Scripture regarding positions stated? My brothers and sisters, I encourage you to pray, ask questions, seek discernment, expect answers, expect to discover the things that are necessary to guide your footsteps righteously. A brother or a sister out of place is a rebellious individual and causes distraction to those who are obedient. Are you a distraction? Are you being rebellious? Remember, reproof, chastening, judgment, and wrath are also part of this journey we call life. Choose wisely whom you will join, and remember, it is the Most High Father that will prove our hearts. Pray and watch, my brothers. The Most High Father does not, absolutely not, have to ask our permission to fulfill His plans. As I mentioned before, I am compelled to believe with all my heart, mind, body, and soul that humbling events are over the horizon. Be encouraged. I pray that we're able to endure until the very end. Until next time, my family, shalom, shalom, shalom. Consider asking questions, seeking answers, and come away from that which is unrighteous. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.